Well, a very good morning from Patong. Look at the weather. It is a fantastic day. I've had to come down here because I've had to visit my favourite place, which is immigration. And as I've come down here, I've noticed this, which is motorbike parking. So I'm going to give you some tips on parking in Patong, because a lot of people get fined, unfortunately, because they don't understand the system. In fact, I don't really understand the system. Now, if my wife will pan round slightly and show, on the other side of the road there are motorbikes parked and there are no chains on them. Yet on this side of the road there is spaces for motorbikes to park, as you can see, designated on the road. But unfortunately these bikes have been locked, and the reason why that is because in Patong on certain days you have to park on certain sides of the road. And now a lot of tourists don't realise this, and this is how they get fined. Now the simple way is to check the signs. Obviously look along the road to see which side there is parking, and if there is a lot of space on the one side, even though it shows parking white lines, don't be tempted to park there, because you could be parking on the wrong side of the road and end up with your bike locked and a police fine. Come with me, let me show you. So this is the sign you need to be looking out for, and the way it works is on the first day of the month you're allowed to park on the left hand side, and on the second day of the month you're allowed to park on the right hand side only. So you really need to know which day of the month it is and which side of the road you're supposed to be parking on, because if you park on the wrong side of the road, then the police officer will come along and see that you're parked on the wrong side of the road. He will chain your bike and he will fine you. Now, there have been some instances of tourists and people that live here in Phuket cutting off the chains. This is something that I strongly advise against, because if you do that, then you will be in a lot of trouble. The police will track you down and you will end up having a lot larger fine and also charges against you. If you get chained and your bike you get a parking fine, then what I would suggest is that you go and pay the parking fine. Don't be tempted to try and remove the chains yourself, and learn a lesson that you need to check which side of the road you need to be parking on in Patong on which day, because if you don't, you could end up finding yourself with a parking fine. Well, I hope you found this short video helpful and informative. I'm going to be bringing you lots of these type videos over the next coming months, just to give you a few little tips to maybe save a little bit of dosh in your pocket so you don't get fined for something that's relatively simple, because parking here in Patong can be a nightmare. I will speak to you soon.